At the base of Jade Mountain, where wind combed through pine needles and silence was deep enough to hear your own breath, there stood a humble temple. It wasn't grand, no golden rooftops, no heavy incense clouds, just stone floors, old chants, and the gentle sweep of brooms every morning. Among the monks lived a boy named Bian, fresh into robes, full of questions and wonder. His favorite person in the temple was Master Ananda, the head monk, quiet, old, and gentle as moonlight. He didn't talk much, but when he did, it felt like the whole world leaned in to listen. Some said he could read hearts. Others said he was just very, very kind. To Bian, he was everything. Then one afternoon, trouble came. It was just after lunch when a man came marching up the temple steps. Loud robes, louder voice. He called himself Duras and wore orange so bright it could blind you in the sun. Behind him came a group of young men dressed more like performers than monks. "I've come to see the so-called wise man of this temple," Duras announced, standing in the courtyard like he owned it. The other monks said nothing. Bian, hidden behind a pillar, watched nervously. Duras raised his voice again. "Where is Master Ananda? Or is he too wise to face a question?" Bian rushed to find the master. Master Ananda came slowly. No anger, no worries, just his calm, weathered face and steady steps. "I am Ananda," he said. Duras looked him over, smirking. "So this is the man they say knows everything." "I know enough to stay quiet when others speak loudly," Ananda replied. That made Duras laugh. "Oh, I like that. You're clever. Let's see how clever." He turned around and behind his back, where no one could see except Bian, he pulled something from a cloth bag. A tiny bird, alive, trembling. Duras cupped it in both hands, turned back and said, "Tell me, master, is the bird in my hands alive or dead?" Silence fell. Even the wind seemed to wait. The trick was cruel and simple. If Ananda said alive, Duras would crush the bird. If he said dead, Duras would let it go. Either way, Ananda would be wrong. Bian crept closer, heart pounding. He tugged at the edge of Ananda's robe and whispered, "It's alive. I saw it." Master Ananda didn't even look down. He looked straight at Duras and said calmly, "The bird is dead." Duras's face lit up. "Wrong again, wise man," he shouted. He opened his hands. The bird flapped once, then flew into the sky. Duras threw back his head and laughed. "Some wisdom, some master." His followers clapped and jeered. Duras said mockingly, "Maybe you're wise with brooms, not birds." He bowed deeply, mocking, then turned and walked off down the mountain with his disciples, all of them laughing. That evening, Bian sat with Master Ananda beneath the peach tree. He looked troubled. "Why did you say the bird was dead?" he asked. "It was alive." Ananda watched the wind in the grass. "If I said it was alive," he said, "Duras would have crushed it. He didn't want the truth. He wanted to win. The bird would have paid for his pride. But now he thinks he's smarter than you," Bian said. Ananda gave a faint smile. "Let him. His victory is hollow. The bird still lives." Bian was quiet. He looked at his hands. "I don't want to be like him," he said. "Then don't," Ananda replied. "You already made your choice when you whispered the truth." A few days passed. Then a young man arrived at the temple gate alone. He knelt before Ananda. "My name is Jinto," he said. "I was one of Duras's disciples, but I can't follow a man who'd kill a bird to prove he's right. I want to learn from someone who would rather be wrong to protect life." Ananda said nothing. He pointed to a broom by the door. Junto bowed, picked it up, and began sweeping. Time passed. Bian grew older. Junto stayed at the temple, loyal and quiet. The story of the bird spread slowly. Villagers told it over tea. Travelers whispered it under trees. They said, "That temple holds a man who chooses kindness over ego." Then one day, years later, Duras returned. This time there were more of them. Nearly 20, dressed in matching robes, shouting his new title, the Enlightened Flame. He held up a wooden cage, and inside, another bird. This one is also alive, small and frightened. "Come out, Ananda," Duras yelled. "Let's finish what we started." Master Ananda came out, slower than before, back slightly more bent. Duras grinned like a child about to win a game. This time, he said, I'll kill it either way, alive or dead. You answer, I crush it. Let's see your wisdom now. The monk stood frozen. Before Ananda could speak, Jinto stepped forward. No more games, he said. Duras scoffed. You still follow this old man? I do, Jinto said, because I finally understand what wisdom is. And it's not what you have. He turned to the others. Duras thinks power means being able to destroy, but real strength is protecting what's small, even if it costs you your pride. He opened the cage. The bird flew out. No one clapped. No one laughed. Duras stood in silence, eyes flicking around, looking for approval. He found none. Without a word, he turned and walked away, his followers quiet behind him. That night, under a full moon, Bian sat again beside the master. Jinto saved the bird today, he said. Ananda nodded. Yes, and by doing so, he saved something in himself too. Bian looked at the stars. What about Duras? Ananda replied softly. Every one of us holds something fragile in our hands. What we do with it, that's who we are. And in the distance, a bird cried out, still alive, still flying.